What is going on, guys? This is Versus All Gaming with my review of Log Horizon episode 17. And I'm actually surprised that we're already at episode 17. This anime has been going on for a while, and even though we are slowly getting to the end, I'm still enjoying it a lot. But this episode, it was very good actually. It was definitely touching, especially at the end when the princess came in. But the episode starts off with our gang here, and when we have Minori. He's out scouting for these goblins, and we have Toya, who's actually going to lure them out into the open. And so we have Minori, who got these magic eye drops from Natsuko, and these magic eye drops, they will allow her to see like a cat, so she can see perfectly in the dark for a full day. And we see that the effect that these drops have on her is that they make her eyes glow. And of course we have Natsuko, letting Marie and Shiro, like he's telling the Minori plan, and Minori is definitely becoming, the female Shiro, so to say, because she is definitely taking over, and of course she is making people follow her strategy, and it is working as we can see. So that right there is very nice. I'm glad that Minori is finally getting this serious character development, because she definitely deserves it. She is no longer that shy girl that we saw at first, but she is now taking charge, thinking about all these good plans, and it's paying off for her. So I'm definitely glad about that. And so we have Shiro now talking to Krusty and the other guy that mainly from the Merchant Guild. And of course they're talking about the people of the land here who are having this secret meeting or conference behind their back. And these people, they're actually getting kind of worried, because they know that these goblins, it is kind of the adventurer's fault. And I do think that they were trying to, pin that on them a little bit. But we learned that they actually know where the goblins are heading. Because I believe the next city that they were going to attack, I believe the name was called Tsubaka. And this guy, that is the lord of the land, he was actually getting really worked up, because he thought that they wanted him, to sacrifice this land. Because not only could they not find the Izumo Knights, who are just as strong as these adventurers, because they even check, all the bases or fortresses that they used to use, and they were now empty, but they're just gone without a trace. And that right there is like really disappointing, because I did want to see these knights. I really want to see how powerful they are. So even if they're gone for now, I do hope at some point that they will come back, because I'm definitely interested in them, and I want to see how powerful they are compared to adventurers. But now they have no choice but to rely on the adventurers, because it's obvious they can't do it, and because the adventurers are immortal, according to them, it's easier to use them. And then we have the princess here, who's actually, out at night, and we have these two, noble lords, and they were out there talking about, what they can do. And of course, they were actually plotting on sacrificing, that guy land, because he said that it was very strong and it had some high defenses. And so it made sense that if the goblins went there, they could either attack it for a while they think of a plan. So it made perfect sense. And they were saying that no matter what, they could not tell, the conference here about the knights disappearing. So it all made sense. And even Shiro, he actually knew that, if the knights were gone, then they had no choice but to come to the adventurers for help. And he even came up with a plan about that. And so once the adventurers came in, they were like, of course, they were going to the Shiro plan, but it all kind of took a turn for the worse when the guy that was like representing the Merchant Guild in the round table, I kind of forgot his name, but when he got upset and just, and attacked the table, that right there, definitely shocked me. I do know that, part of the plan was to oppose them sending forces in the first place, but I definitely think that he did that job too well. And that scene right there, when he attacked the table, if you guys are like Naruto fans, and if you recall the 5 Kage summit, the Raikage also, attacked the table they were sitting in a similar way. So that right there, definitely brought back memories of that. But then we go to Minori and all our friends, and that fight scene right there, it was actually pretty epic. I am loving how the guys are like so in sync now. I definitely dig that, because we see that Toya definitely lured out the goblins, and we have Sabara. She was able to bind her movement so they couldn't move. We have Rudy here, who actually froze Toya's sword to give it like ice damage. That right there was freaking epic. And not only that, we have what's her name, Ijisu. We have her like enchanting Rudy's staff, and he fired like some freaking hyper beam at some goblins. And now that right there was epic. Like the animation in this episode, it was so beautiful and on point. I was definitely loving that a lot. That right there was like really cool. And so then we get like the brief little flashback, because we see once the fighting died down, they're all kind of like relaxing a bit, and we see that Rudy, he actually has some like new gear, and it's these mage gauntlets, and this is what they had won for beating that dungeon. And we see that, you know, it enhances magical attackers. And of course, since Rudy is the only one, you know, that's a mage, it's obvious he's the one that's going to get it. Like, I was so surprised that it took him so long to realize that. And even Toya said that, you know, none of them can use it when he had Rudy right there. But you can definitely see that Rudy it take a good care of him. And he's definitely, you know, treasuring them, because we saw him, you know, cleaning it off. Oh, and right after the princess, you know, heard those two lords talking, and before the adventurers had went to go meet in that conference, she actually went to them, and I thought she was gonna tell them right then and there about the knights, but she actually didn't. But she only brought up what Krusty told her, and that right there, you know, I found kind of weird, because I thought she would tell him right there. But then later on in the episode, when she appeared again, I was definitely glad to see that, because I did want to see the princess, you know, have a much bigger role here. I mean, the episode name came from her, so I knew she was going to play a big part here. And so when she went in there and gave her little speech about, you know, how respect is everything, and how she wants to go to Akirahara, you know, to talk to the adventurers and get help. You know, that right there was like definitely very touching. And the way, you know, she passed out and Krusty, you know, caught her, that right there was like definitely cute. I am loving this like chemistry between these two characters. And so I'm definitely glad that, you know, we are getting more screen time with them, because these two characters, they are very good together, so to say. And her speech, it definitely moved me. And you can see at first that these, you know, high lords here, they were all actually downing her. And then, you know, and once she convinced all of them, you know, that really was good. I'm glad that she was kind of like the voice of reason, because this whole conference thing, it almost fell through, because after, you know, Shiro's plan had worked too well, thanks to that guy, I'm pretty sure he had no idea what to do next. So even our you know, genius here, the villain in glasses, even he was stumped. But thanks to the princess, she finally got things moving along, and I'm glad that she's keeping these two forces together, rather than like turn them on another, which will cause like a civil war in these dark times. And so now we have her and Krusty and Akatsuki and Shiro, and they're all heading back to the city and on their griffins. I didn't even know, you know, Krusty had a griffin, but because the guy is so powerful and he's a guild leader, it would make sense for him to have one. And so you could see that the other princess, she was kind of like freaking out, getting a little scared, and that definitely made me laugh. But I definitely like how Shiro noticed how overwhelmed he was, because I'm pretty sure him and everybody did not expect the princess to have this much of a bigger impact. But she is definitely our star of the episode. And also, we see that, you know, Minori Eyes, I forgot about that. Minori Eyes, you know, lost that glowing effect, but they said that these magic drops, you know, will last for a day. So maybe she'll like activate it anytime she wants to, you know, to get that better sight. Or it's possible that, you know, it could have been an animation mistake. But overall, this episode, I was definitely digging it. Thank God for that princess, because she came in there and she just saved everybody. Like, she basically got everybody working together. And I can't wait to see, you know, what kind of adventurers are going to join her. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, thanks to her, we might have everybody, you know, working together here. And hopefully we won't have too many deaths, or even none at all, because we all know about that memory thing. So I'm hoping that this right here will have a very good outcome. But as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe. And I would love to hear what you guys thought about this. But as always, you gotta take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.